I did have something else planned, but, events take YouTube the way they do. I need a drink. I've been smoking. In honor of Leticia. Now, this was just going to be about Leticia, but we've had big Richlife news, and I'm going to kind of wait for people to get in here to really get into it, because in reality, there's probably an interesting 20 minutes to do on each of them, and that's it. So, rather than just blah, blah, and repeat, I'm going to wait for a little bit and let everyone get in here, and and then we'll start talking about it all. And I'm not sure about which turd we're going to do first. I'm still thinking. Like I say, I can't decide on... Oh, I forgot to turn that down. Oh, unprofessional of me. Hello, country lady. Hello, Michigan lady. Well, I see the ladies are here. Hello, Trish. Well, my day's actually been pretty simple. Well, Trish, you were here for my knee talk. So, I used my Magus ego state, and I constructed a different something to sleep on last night. I took 2 chairs, and I slept with my leg up like this. And you know what? It's great today. The swelling is out of it. Now, I literally had to sleep like this, with my legs in this position. Well, TB, we're going to get into that, because, I had mentioned that in a comment when Tish had made a comment that Richlife's court was today, and I said I'd go live in a bit, and I would have admissions, too. And that's going to be a part of the admissions part of our program. Because, you see, I knew that Richlife went to court on the 20th. But, you see, Richlife kept messing up the date. Since he's been, quote, declared innocent, I can admit fuckery. So, everyone important knew that it was the 20th. But we were trying to get Richlife not to show up. We were trying to get Richlife to miss his court date. As I admit before, on this channel, if I am involved in fuckery, I will admit it. Well, it's not computer chick, but, that's why this live's different than I had planned, because first I had something totally different planned. And then, I had Leticia planned. And then the Richlife stuff all blew up because I didn't expect it just to be summarily thrown out. I didn't expect that. I expected it to take some time. So, I was kind of, if that happened, I expected that might have happened tomorrow. So they didn't even really give the case a hearing, and we'll be getting into that in the Richlife portion of our program. Well, Trish, it's thrown out. The judge threw it out. They would not take, once again, I'm starting to get drawn into it, but, they would not take an audio evidence of him doing it. Now, in a murder trial, they'll take all sorts of that evidence, but the judge didn't wanna. Is basically what it comes down to. If we actually basically put it down to the whys, judge didn't wanna. Now, knowing small town things, his brother, damn it, here I start to go again. His brother may be involved. Just saying. Because judges are mostly elected. We elect our judges. And his brother has a business in the community. So, the Roger has it pretty much thought that probably the fix was in. Well, country lady, he committed in North Carolina what would be considered cyber crimes. Now, there was another person on YouTube, Monkey Boy. Now, Monkey Boy is not a YouTube creator. He is a YouTube watcher, and he is friends with some creators. And it didn't go well between the two of them. To not shade any side. To play it down the middle. And then Richlife solicits people to leave 1-star reviews on his business to try to harm his business. This is not a YouTuber. This is a YouTube watcher. And that really made Monkey Boy angry. So Monkey Boy went to North Carolina. He showed the prosecutor the evidence. Now, normally this might have been a civil case, but the prosecutor said, I'm picking up this case. And he did that instantly. So the state picked up the case. Now, shit, I'm already going into it, but there's 17 here, so I might as well, I guess I'm starting with Richlife. So, his case was today. We had a conspiracy behind the scenes. We were going to try to get him to miss his court date. And that's what yesterday was all about. And that's why I didn't file my appeal for my other channel yet, because the receipts that it's the 20th is on that channel in multiple places, and I'm not sure where they were to delete them. So I never filed my appeal for my main channel, which I will do today. Because like I said, we had a conspiracy. And yesterday, and Rich is watching everything I do, by the way. That he is. Because, I don't get to eat for about 10 days this month. Because, just our economy, the raising of prices, just the way it is. And this month was my birthday. It was the 3rd, and I don't get no form of a cake either, and I just dropped that as a joke on a live. And then he comes out yesterday with a big picture of my early birthday cake when his birthday's in September. He's a Virgo. A virgin. Oh, shit. I hate this thing. I don't know why it was holding. I guess it meant for fuckery, okay. Hello, Tasha. Now, see, I have a different... Now, another thing, too. Another little dickhead with a 200 subscriber channel used bots to false flag my Leticia live that only had 100 views as spam and misleading, and it was pulled down. And he did the same thing with Adonis Paul. Now, I have a new policy. Anyone that wants to cross me on YouTube, they get a face-to-face. I'll probably have a mask on at the time, and I won't be saying a word, because your voice can be used against you in court. Now, my advice to anyone that wants to get in my way, to check your oil, because when I was a young lad, if you angered me and you just couldn't disappear, I was more than happy to slice your brake lines on a ritual basis. Or many other things of fucker, you know what I mean? The shit that I used to do is amazing. And get away with, Now, I want to tell a story on me first. All these people is, you can't get away with this. I had one of our local cops getting right in my face and I'm gonna get you. And I looked right in his eye and I said, bring it fucking on, boy. And then he decided that he was going to try to set me up any way he could. And I decided that you're leaving the team. So, arrogant cop asshole, his name was Hostix, by the way, his last name. I won't say his first. It was going to be between me or that motherfucker. And because I know he wanted me so bad, I engineered his own demise, proverbially. Well, his demise on the police force anyway. There was a unique feature where I used to live. The entire place could be cut in two by trains. And the train tracks kind of cut this way and then straight. and then they went straight down to Cincinnati. Well, in this straight area, going to two main roads, is an alleyway for that train, and then a bunch of apartment complexes. And I knew what time those trains ran. I mean, they ran at the same, within between 5 minutes every day. So my friend used to live in that complex right next to it. We'd get high there. And then when it'd be about time for the train, I'd go down and wait on the trains. And I waited day after day after day after day. And then finally, when it was like just a few minutes away from, hearing the train, I looked suspicious and went along the back, and I climbed the fence to the apartment complex. He pulled that cruiser right up along right side the tracks and parked right next to them. Well, the train needed this entire area to get through, but he was sure he had me. So I jumped the fence, went around the dumpsters, went around the side to the back building, went up the stairs, went up to my friend's apartment, and of course, he's trying to huff his way up that fence. And right about that time, that train came, and his cruiser went boom! And I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed. And he lost his job on the force, Mr. Cop that was going to get young me. And I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed, and it's over 30 years later, and I'm still fucking laughing at that stupid pig that thought that he was going to get me. Oh, Cupcake, I'm sorry. Be careful. Message me, Miss Cupcake. I wasn't looking at chat. Well, now unfortunately that triggered my core ego state from emotion, and I completely lost my presentation. You'll have to give me a moment. Where we talk about me being 6 distinct ego states, she just went out of the fun ones and went into the non-fun ones. Now, no one's allowed to attack anyone. Now, actually, it's a good one. Now, he's allowed to call you ex-lover, because if my girlfriend showed up, I would probably call her ex-lover too and ask, where are those hitmen that she promised me? But, that's just saying. Nope, no one gets blocked here unless you're attacking each other. And now, let me be honest, though. The mods can block whoever they want, whenever they want, for whatever reason. If they don't like the color on your font, you could be screwed. That's the way it works here, but then no one can manipulate, into my problem with mods, because they have God power, Even I don't know what's going to happen. And to be honest, as a creator, that's kind of fun. Well, peg him. Now that's it. Now, this is how I would settle it. If I was king, I would say, here you go as a device, and you two go in this other room and peg each other until you like each other, or something of the like. Of course, my rule would be odd. It would be mostly fair, but it would be odd. But yes, well, Dave is noodles. Let it go, do whatever you want. See, this is why I give you God power, is because I don't have to deal with it, and I can just sit here and do my job, because I'm more worried about Miss Cupcake than people's feels. Now, once again, I'm digressing a bit. I have 6 ego states. The rattlesnake would block them both permanently just for fun. Damn. Even though I like both of them. But, that's my ego state that people kind of think is a dick. I'm fine with it, because it's very useful. And generally, he's a very nice guy. But he's a very hardline guy, and he's not really worried about feels. Hello, Smelly, but oh, damn. Noodles, that's an attack, man. You get a 5 minute on that one, dude. That goes to the rules. See, that was a 5-minute to protect yourself from Miss Let It Go. Because that is a hard rule. You know, we don't get to attack each other in chat. Because there's going to be a lot of creators that come in here. And in my last channel, I allowed certain leeways. But after, you know, I've been treated bad on YouTube, we're doing this the B way. See, I came to YouTube, then we could do it the A way or the B way. And on my first channel, we did it the A way. Now, on this channel, we're doing it the B way. And the B way's right. You know, really, the B way is totally right. Yeah, yes, it is, because, you know, only 3 people have them. And generally, you know, I don't give anyone power that I couldn't reach out and strangle. Just saying. But, you know, I mean that in jest. But, you know, actually I have 3 extremely mature individuals that are professional mods in many places. Now, you see, that's what it really comes down to. You know, me dropping, being flippant for just a moment. You know, the 3 people that have wrenches here are all professional mods. You know, they can mod for people that don't like me. And it all works fine. Because they're professional mods. And that's really what I have to tell, you know, about any channel. You just don't anyone, not because you like them, you give them a wrench. You give them a wrench because they mod in tons of places and they're a professional at this and they've had a vast amount of experience. But, you know, that's how it works. And, you know, you're there to facilitate help for the creator. Like, you know, when I mod for Alex's Shook. Now, God, that is it is a nice chat over there. I mean, there's many times, like, 1,200 people in chat, and I don't have to time anyone out. It's very relaxing. I mean, kind of too relaxing if we want to be honest with you. Now, I'm going to drop my side talk and get back to topic. Richlife is a free man. Richlife has doxed me. And, see, now he's actually had his day in court with Monkey Boy. But the thing is now that other people have that dox and has caused me problems. So, I always hold the original sources at issue. Which is my girlfriend in Richlife. So, you know, that gives Richlife a problem. Because, you know, I've done a lot of soul searching. And I really didn't like the person that I used to be half a lifetime ago. But my 7 years of not committing crime has proved to me that person that I didn't like is the right one. And we're going to go with his logic. And, you know, anyone that wants to get too involved on YouTube, I am more than willing to clock. Just saying. And get away with it. Because, you know, just like that cop that looked me in the eye and said he's going to get me, I told him no. Now, I would have said no in a different way now. I would have said it like Rogel Dorn. No. Just like that. I mean, that's how I would say no from now on usually. No. Just like that. Well, actually, I hope Dirks will come out on season. Now, if you get actually enough... See, after my last relationship, it's been over a year now, she left me severely damaged. I want no permanent relationship. But, I mean, if you can show me enough freaky things, I'll start hitting on seasons. I mean, seriously. Because, you see, that's how I am now. I'm not looking for a serious relationship. I'm looking for Miss Right Now. Just saying. You know, I'm not in the land of the serious. Damn, Gloria, I mean, you don't even get it seen. And by the way, I have an 181 IQ, and I'm just a lot more funner than you are, William. You know, I mean, You have to learn. Well, like I say, Seasons, I mean, I'm interested in what the dirt is because, I mean, if it's good enough, I'm going to flirt with you. Well, let me be honest, Once again, I am the pillar of honesty 98% of the time. 98%. Well, Richlife can come back to YouTube now. Now, he's going to have to watch what he does and says. Because, as I mentioned, I'm more than happy to come back on someone. And I've always wondered something. Why Shannon thinks that I really couldn't get anywhere when all I have to do is take a car. I mean, now, when I used to work for the state before I was a caregiver, we worked on the highway. So, a lot of times, we didn't have keys for pieces of equipment. So, and if you didn't have a keys for a piece of equipment, you jumped it off the solenoid. I mean, I can steal any car I want. I mean, in reality, if I have a jump box and a little bit of length, or I can crawl my butt under there and with a jack, I can steal it. I mean, they have not made the vehicle that I could not hijack. Just saying. I mean, but I have to laugh, at a lot of the people on YouTube. I mean, and Monkey Boy did say that Richlife is chunkied up. The monkey says he's chunkied. I think that's going to be a video. Because you know how I expect him to come back and I make comedy videos just to incite him. So yes, I think that's going to be one of my titles. And I can play Brad's, audio of him saying it. The monkey says he's chunky. Yes, I like that one right there too. Well, Seasons, I wonder if Noodles can fit in a car. I mean, seriously. I mean, at this point, pretty soon he's going to be shaped like a pancake. Gravity's just going to kind of like squish him flat. He looked like the plane of the galaxy. By the way, we're having a Richella moment. It happens here. We've not even got into Leticia yet, to be honest. Hello, Yatesman. Well, Yatesman, are you subscribed to the Grimgoth channel? Yes, it is I, Grimgoth. See, Yatesman has known me for a very long time. Back from even the Magog days. I've done a Grimgoth channel for Grimgoth and his lunatic characters, and I did a really cool clip of Magog as a dark elf. I got a really cool short of Magog as a dark elf, and to be honest, it's half my views on that channel. I've just started it in the last 2 weeks. Well, cool. Well, that lets me also, get it as a promo, and Richella stars on the channel too, and Richella has no bones. Because whenever I hold Richella, she just goes limp. Totally. I mean, she's done this when she's little because I'll support every part of her. Like a baby. So, Richella just goes limp. What's your butt, honey? Your limpy butt is sliding. Yes, it is your limpy butt. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Richella, you want your close up? Okay, good girl. Okay, so we had enough of kitties. Well, Noodles likes negative attention. I mean, like I say, I could do a dossier on everyone. But, if we want to take like a Noodles 2 minutes, there are certain creators that like negative attention. Truthfully, Trisha likes negative attention. Cruiser McHenry likes negative attention. Noodles likes negative attention. And a lot of it stems from childhood, I do have a bit of that streak too. And that came from, the whole parent thing is, you wanted to get back at your parents, so, you did some form of negative attention, but it was never a major trait in me. Well, David, once again, where I'm overly honest, is, at some point I might sleep with your ex. I mean, I'm not beyond that. I mean, we never hung out. We never even smoked a joint with each other. So yeah, I mean, it's like, if you can show me enough cool dirt, I'll definitely hit on her. I mean, I'm saying. So, since there's a possibility of me hitting on her, why would I want to block her? I mean, and I'm kind of interested in this dirt now. It is what it is, because we're mostly here to have fun. And where Richlife is a sideshow, Leticia just got monetized. And I have put a clip channel, Tardonomicon. He only has like 200 and some subscribers, but he is to be the next great thing, because you can watch virtually everything Leticia does on YouTube, but not in real time on his channel or her channel. I have no idea who it is. It actually could be an alien or one of 50 some other genders except Melton John. Just saying. Oh yeah, I mean, this is, you're seeing me like what it's like when I'm not on camera. A few times a day. She slept, remember how I said I slept like this and my knee's better today? She slept on top of me. My legs were up like this, but the part of me that was like this, she slept right on top of me. And we slept together all night, and I slept long, I slept well, and I can move. My last few lives when I've been doing that right there, moving that leg out from under me, I make faces. This is Rachella. Rachella is named after Richella. Surprise, huh? When Summer had the kittens, I'm like, I don't know what to name these. And I had talked to Richella, and she said, name one Richella. And there was one girl. And this girl's named Richella. Richella the cat. And now and then, for a little bit of fun, I just title Richella on the videos rather than Richella the cat. And Richella, the Richella knows it. And, it's a little YouTube fun. She's not even a year old. I mean, she was born like around Halloween, give or take a week. I don't remember when. Summer had them early, and they were so small, I didn't think any of them were going to live. And here they are. Now, David, Smelly looks hot in a corset. I mean, and on the tablet, I still have that picture. Now, it'll be private, but yes, I mean, Smelly looks hot in a corset. I mean, if you're wanting to hit on her. Now, she's all the way across the country, man. But, she might be worth the trip. We'll start having a dating first. Well, Pink, that's a good point, and we will get into that point about Leticia right now. You see, there's partial disability and there's total disability. Now, Richlife has a partial disability. This allows him to make X. I have complex PTSD. I have a total disability. I am extremely limited into what I can do. The farm basically breaks even. With the repairs that have to be done to it over time. The farm breaks even for me. But Richlife was able to make about $600 a month. If she's on partial disability, she can make up to around $600 a month off of YouTube. Now, if she's on total disability for the same thing like I am, which is what I believe, and her schizophrenia, she cannot. She has to declare it all, and then X amount is taken out of her check. Because I used to rent this farm, and the renter kept doing damage to it. And when I got my disability, they started taking that rent money out of my check. And then the next time he did damage, I threw him off the property, rental agreement or not, because he had the agreement till next year. Because once again, him doing damage to the property repeatedly and refusing to fix it, I got to throw him off. But, that rent I was getting, because, up to the point that I got disability, that was my only income. $750 a month or a year in rent. That was it. And I bought it cat food. Yes, I would. Now, Richella, of course, wasn't here then. This is back in 2016. Well, no, that's well, I was started to get my disability in 2016. I actually got it in 2017. And then, guess that would have been 2018, because that would have been the first year of my YouTube. And that was the year that I threw him off. So yes, she's got an issue. Now, we know she's just going to cheat him. It's Leticia. What are they going to do? Now, I hope she goes to jail and they put her in the nut bin at some point. I'm being loose about my terms because, it is basically her dysfunction. She's severely mentally ill and she don't need to be on the streets and she don't need to be driving a car. Well, you'll be able to. Now, let me think. The month is May, almost June. I think YouTube gives like 3-month reports. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So this should start catching up with her about Halloween. Knowing how the systems work. Yes, I expect that, if they get within a reason, because YouTube has to basically do quarterly reports to the IRS and all. So they would get that money around September. Maybe the beginning of October. So that's why I'm saying around Halloween, this might start to catch up with her, or sometime after Halloween. Think Halloween to New Year's. That's probably when this will start to catch up to her. Now, I'm surprised Richlife of Road Trips isn't live already, showing me his dinner, considering I've still not ate. And to be honest, I've still not made my food either. I'm going to make chili today, but I know that I have to starve a week later into the month, so I'm not really in any hurry. I'll eat a big meal later. Well, Pink, she's always been a manipulator. You see, this is Leticia. She has that one manipulator ego state. The one that would tell, yes, sister. No, sister. The good Catholic girl. Because her core ego state just does naughty things. It's an animal. And then you have the other one, which is her feral. That's the one that eats. That's the one that when she eats. That's the one that starts talking all weird like an 8-year-old. And those are her 3 ego states. Oh, she is Christina? Well, why don't I, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, here she is. Eating vegan pho on live. Oh, she has it on kids. She's saying her content is for kids. And she's got the chat off. Now I've got the volume up now. She's only been on less than 2 minutes. She's smiling like an idiot. It's not coming out well, but it's her phone. It's not mine, it's hers. Her phone's hot, too, I can tell. That break is her phone. Yeah. Her phone is overheating. Big surprise, Leticia's phone is overheating. And she's stuck in spinny mode. Yes, Leticia has the ring of death. 39 watching her eat. And she looks like she's having pasta and crackers. She's eating well. I mean, I don't get to eat this month, but Leticia gets to eat 15. Now, $15, that feeds me 3 days. It buys her one lunch. And this is the monster that we're going to be seeing on YouTube for a long time. You know, we're in on the beginning of a big thing. And I want her in jail. Jail, as Richlife would say. I want her in a psychiatric facility to where she can't hurt herself or someone else. And I'm really only worried about the someone else, to be honest. So yes, her live is not living. You know, she's doing the spinny of death. There's just a few seconds of it here and there because her phone is really hot. Well, it looks like she's got soup. Looks like she's got soup, salad, crackers, and pasta. Hello, Jin Jin. Well, Jin Jin, you know, I've had a different thing. You see, Monkey Boy went the legal route. The next person that fucks with me on YouTube, I'm just gonna go meet him. And then we get to have us a face-to-face. And if Richlife wants to come back, depending on what he said, you know, I may just go to the labor lady and say, here's this money, feed the kitty cats, and put my pack on and walk down the road, and I'll find a club on the way. Yep. You know, that is what it is. Well, Brock, you do what the judgy says. You see, these are courts like here. These are small town courts. And the prosecutor took the case. The state took the case. At that point, anyone else is out of it. That was the state of North Carolina versus Richlife of no trips. And the judge said, goodbye. Now, was the judge right or not? Maybe, maybe not. But, you know, it's his little tiny shithole Whiteville court, and they get to do what they want. Well, I say, well, it depends on who. I mean, now, actually, see, Dave, I've got a smorgasbord. I mean, there's some dumbass for Leticia that went and knocked down one of my lives for spam and misleading, and it only had 100 viewers about Leticia. And I'm thinking about maybe that one first. Yep. Because, you know, I'm good at certain things, and now there was always a belief that God put certain people on earth because they have certain gifts. Remember we were talking about I have 6 opinions about everything? Well, one of these opinions believes that God put certain people here for a certain reason. Now, I'll throw another explanation using someone else rather than myself. Once upon a time, there was a college professor, and he was looking upon his old class, and he was denying the existence of God. And he sat down on a chair, and he kept screaming up at the heavens to God to knock him off that chair. Well, the students were pretty cowed, and this went on for some time. Well, finally one student went up. He was a former Marine, and he had gotten out, and he was now going for his education. And he went up to that professor, and he knocked him right off that chair. And the Marine looked at the astounded professor laying on the floor, and he looked at the man laying on the floor, and he said, "God is busy. He sent me." And once again, where I have these 6 different beliefs and philosophies on everything, there's one of them. There is one of them that believes that God is busy, so he has minor things down to certain people that he has given certain gifts to handle this kind of situation. Now we gotta be good to each other. Now that was probably Noodles on, her account, but hey. But yes, people's gonna have to watch it because the way YouTube's going at this point, it's all run by bots, and at this point, I'm more than happy to run someone's face in the concrete and laugh as I do it. Pretty much, and I'm at this point to where this is basically kind of YouTube's last warnings before I just don't say a word and do it. Don't I, sweetie? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now, this one is completely dependent on me. It is a hairy baby, and it has no bones. You ever wonder how you got, boneless chickens? We got a boneless cat. This cat has no bones. This cat is boneless. It has no bones. It just slides wherever it goes. See, this is games that she and I play here. He just kind of slithers around and I hold her. Well, Pink, let me be honest. You don't know about Richlife of road trips. And this is one of these times to why I titled this 2 instances together rather than doing 2 lives. Now, Smelly, how many curse words is in your typical Richlife sentence? Because, once again, I'm just picking someone out of the gallery. When Richlife speaks in a typical sentence, how many curse words are there? Or how many threats to people? Typically, in one sentence, how many curse words are there? It's basically curse words with prepositions and one noun. And he got away with that for years. And the amount of defamation that my name has taken and people not being struck down would tell me that Leticia can get away with shit for quite some time. Was this dog the next Hitler? Just saying. Noodles, she has both eyes and eyes of a few people in jars that you've never met. Just saying. Now, this is my burden in life. What time? It's 3 o'clock, okay. I guess this is the afternoon nap, so. Smelly, most of them are just sock accounts. Some of them probably not even the individuals. well, Lord, we all have our little cliques, and my typical thing is I take on the dragons. I go from here to there, I do this to that, and I'm usually a part, when they usually get terminated, I'm usually a part of the reason. But you see, I don't do things for my will. I do things out of consensus. It's like, say here, Miss Let It Go, Miss Jin Jin, Mr. Monkey Boy. I think that we're all of, equal mind when it came to Richlife of road trips. And many other people, and, he started false flagging channels, and see, that's usually the way it ends up going. Now, she will be able to get away with this shit until she starts false striking channels. And when she does that, then, poof, the Elvis effect, which, you'll learn about here, that we know about in the Boyd. Now, the way that YouTube is running right now, it's when you start false striking channels, your ass is going to be gone. But other than that, they have pretty much created the wild, wild YouTube West. Well, Monkey Boy, that's where if he says the wrong thing to me, that's going to happen. Yes. See, I can't utter those phrases out of my mouth, but since you type them in chat, yes, that's the effect is, someone on YouTube is going to get exactly what you said. Now, as I said, it could be one of several people, but when I do it, I'm going to really make an example of a human being. Just saying. Now, once again, Richlife, any of these people can get chosen if they really want. Richlife can be the one chosen if he wants. The new person that decided they want to spam and misleading my channel, as many of you know, I have amazing investigative abilities. And because also I'm more than willing to use fuckery if I have to. Well, Milton is just severely mentally ill. Milton just needs to come to certain revelations in life. Now, one that I know, I can only control what I can reach. The length of my control in the universe, here it is. And that's anyone. And governments never want to admit that you can only control what you can reach out to. I mean, I can't even control this camera right now. It's just out of reach. Well, he is Monkey Boy, and he's definitely too afraid to fight me, and I'm his age. I mean, look at me compared. You gotta go look at Richlife today. Now look at me compared to the Richlife. I mean, and I'm 50 fucking 4 years old. I mean, seriously. But I'm doing things on the farm every day. And I'm doing many of the old familiar PT drills that you're used to in the mornings. Actually, Todd, I'm not elder. I mean, I'm quite freaking spry. And to be honest, I think Monkey Boy could throw a real good punch. I mean, to be honest, on a Saturday night, I mean, it could be really fun to brawl with him, I bet. Neither of us would like it the next day. But, when I was a youngin', me and my friends, we used to brawl just for fun with one rule. No closed hands to the face. And that used to be fun. Well, Seasons, you don't get to attack Dave's little wally tacker, No one gets a wrench but the professionals, you see. That's how it works around here. Nope. There's 3 mods. It's kind of like 3 rings for the Elven King and 1 asshole to rule them all. That's me. No, it's not an accident. Nothing here generally happens on accident. It can. Now, when summer's involved, accidents can happen. But other than that, it's all on purposes. I don't know why. Now I've got another one trying to spam the chat, and it's all hidden, and you guys can't see it. And it's all just hidden, and I don't know why they bother that, considering that I've got chat right here and chat right there, and this one right here is really cool because it automatically filters out any of that kind of bullshit. I mean, they really think they're going to upset me? I mean, seriously? My phone went boop, 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 boop. I can be like Richlife and say, I got 3 phones. It's saying it's full. Because this is the one I've been normally doing lives on. So this actually means that I could go live later if I wish. Which I might. Well, Ronnie, I'm surprised he hasn't either. Now, I do expect him to at some point. Now, first thing he's going to do is eat. You know, let me be honest. You know, we're Richlife, and Richlife is going to eat because that's what Richlifes do. Yep. Oh, it's just someone trying to be disruptive. It's likely the new guy because he doesn't understand this is Boyd. I mean, it's fucking Boyd. It's not like you're going to disrupt the live. You're just going to get hit. I mean, this is the Boyd. We don't really... You know, it doesn't actually bother me because I don't actually have to have chat to do a presentation, and I can actually read what comments do come through here, so I mean, it doesn't actually stop anything. Now, what I can do, though, is I can take it out on Leticia. Yes, I can. Now, see, the thing that I'm really good at is when people used to bother me is setting them the fuck up. Yes, they are. And I would be more than happy to plant something on Leticia to put her in jail for a long time if I would be continually bothered by her simps on YouTube. And my fucking crystal. No problem either. In fact, I can even get a place in Arkansas to crash at and a ride home. Yes, I can. And I will be more than happy to set Leticia up if I had to. Just saying. You know, because see, on YouTube, I'm not fucking around anymore. I'll set someone up. You know, some of the things that went on with Amberlynn Reed in her 200,000 subscriber channel. You know why Amberlynn Reed moved to Lexington? Because she tried to fuck with me and thought she was going to intimidate me. Oh, no. That works the other way around because, you know, once again, had she not moved from Monticello, I was going to set her up, and she would have went to jail for 3 to 5 years and would have gotten to braid hair. And see, I'm a believer in collective punishment too. And by the way, Noodles, if it doesn't stop in 5 seconds, I'm banning you from my channel forever. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because, you know, I don't play bullshit here. You know, let me be honest. You know, there'll be a lot of people. Excuse me, Chelsea. But, you know, like I say, I don't need chat here to do a presentation, so I'm just going to go on. But, you know, as I said, you know, I'm more than willing to whip some people on YouTube. Just saying. You know, I made my early living hunting down human beings and knocking the living hell out of them. Chill up. Richella just blocked you. I used to work at 80 to 120 pieces a minute. I mean, it really doesn't bother me. Now, what it does do for me is that you actually are giving me a trace that I can fuck with you. Because you see, you're telling me right now who exactly you are by the accounts. You're the Leticia simp. And, like I said, I'll make sure Leticia goes to jail. I'm not Adonis Paul. I don't need a lol cow. Yep, I will be more than happy. You know, you can record this with me saying, I will set the bitch up and no one will catch me. That I will. And that goes for many other YouTube creators. You know, anyone that wants to cross me on YouTube, they better sweep their cars for anything that could get them into serious trouble. And you would be surprised at where you can put a little tiny packet at. Just saying. I mean, you'd be surprised because, you know, once again, back when I used to be a criminal, I had to get rid of people that were near me. Can't do it on this one. No, not on this I can't. You know, not on this, now that it started, I can't. But I can start moderating myself because you see, once again, you know, I used to work at 120 pieces a minute and I don't actually have to look at here. And like I said, you know, well, they've got it on like an auto thing, so, you know, they're still going to get all their counts hidden. And they're not going to get unhidden. And it's not like it's going to stop me because I have another device sitting right here full. I can sit here live all day. No problemo. Now I know what it is. See, it's a bot. It's the same guy that brought down that live, and because I'm talking about Leticia, he wants to disrupt it. Where, you know, one of my mods actually lives in Arkansas. And I have now decided that if they're going to do that, I'm going to make her life a living hell. Just saying. You know, she thinks there's someone out to her. I mean, what would happen if Leticia's car got destroyed? Yeah, I mean, that would be a good one, yes. Leticia, if she completely lost her vehicle and was forced to wander the streets. That's definitely a possibility. And I'm more than willing to do it. And I'm more than willing to show up on people and bust them in the teeth. Just saying. And I'm also willing to go after those close to them and, well, we won't even talk about it. Because I used to be a professional criminal. And I'm dabbling again. Well, you see, Miss Let It Go, you and I are going to have a private conversation and we're going to have a heart-to-heart talk. And, you know, since they're going to try to attack me on this channel over Leticia, because this is what it is. This is how he gets the lives down, is he uses all of these counts and at once starts spamming, misleading. But he's leaving an electronic trace. And all I have to do is go down and file a $75 filing, then another $75 filing, and a $125 filing. And what I do is I sue YouTube. And YouTube then gives me all of his private information, and then it all goes away for YouTube. And then I drop it at that point for the cost of a few $100s, and then I go to this guy's house. And he better not have a gas line out front. Just saying. Ronnie, I'm worth $125,000 fucking dollars dead. Right, in reality, I can take that hay in the barn right now, and I can turn it into $10,000 in 3 months if I want to. No problem. Because you see, that is how I used to make my bread before my disability. And I decided some months ago that, I wasn't playing fair anymore. That I was the nice guy and I was abused for many years on YouTube. I did no criminal activity and I was nothing but shat on. So you know what I do now? I collect money for drug dealers. Yes, I do. All the people that won't pay their drug bills, they need someone to rough them up. I'm that guy. And yes, that is some of the fuckery that I'm involved in. And next month, I eat well. Yes, I will. Next month, I will eat like a king. And I am more than willing to take that out to the world. And, all my friends are bikers for the general part. And bikers tend to know bikers all over the country. There ain't a place I can't get at. I mean, I'm like the last person on YouTube that anybody wants to cross. A man with nothing to lose. A checkered past, and I am a complete asshole at this point. And Leticia's little simp, he wants to do that, I'll go after him. And I think I'm going to ban Noodles from my channel just for fun, even though I know it's not him. Remember what I said earlier? Any squabbling in my chat at fucking all, I just ban fucking everyone. And you're lucky that Miss Let It goes here. Because I would have banned Seasons even though I like her. Because see, on this channel, we're doing the things the B way. Which is the, I don't take fucking shit from anyone, period. Now, this actually worked in well. Because this was the live that I was going to do, other than Richlife in Leticia. So I actually get to work in all three for one. Because yeah, anyone that thinks they want to, for a few $100 filings, anyone that wants to be a spammer, I can get your private info. And will. And all I have to pay for it is the hay that grows in my field. Like me, in reality, because of the way my disability is, I could take that hay and fight court cases to the end of time just for fun. Or I could take that money and buy a whole lot of drugs and sell it over and over again and make my life the upper middle class lifestyle it used to be. I'm just saying. But, personally, I don't plan on going back into selling drugs again. Once again, we're all honest. I am not going back into selling drugs again. But what I am going to do is for $250 to the local drug dealers that can get the reference, I will collect their money. And then I will eat well. And since my side job is kicking the crap out of large people, it's like the last person on YouTube you want to fuck with. And there's a fat chick in Pennsylvania that was stupid enough to tell me where her lovely little boy went last, her adult male boy. And at some point I might look the motherfucker up. once again, I'm being totally honest. You know, I hold everyone accountable for their actions and their words at this point. And that's a warning to everyone. I am a wonderful guy. I can be your best friend and ally. But when you piss in my pond, I will fuck you up. And that's the rule from now on. Up till recently, I've been turning the other cheek on YouTube. Nope, not no more. You see, I sat down and had a long philosophical debate of myself. Now, people say, real life in YouTube. And you know what I came to the conclusion? That everything is real life. Everything. And so, I am absolved. Totally. Now you see, my former therapist who knows all of my criminal exploits, she called me a rogue. Now I didn't like that she compared me to the Joker. I didn't like that, but I do understand why. Because I would take horrible people and manipulate them against each other for my gain. Usually destroying one or two, but they were horrible people to begin with. Of course, that was a justification, but more all, they were bad for business. I don't know why you're bothering spamming. I mean, everyone stopped typing and I'm just doing a presentation, which is kind of what I generally do most of the time anyway. But, you know, like I said, you know, I think I will do that filing, but you know what? You're going to fuck up with Adonis Paul. So I'm going to sit back for a while, but you know, dude, you're worried about gang stalking. You see, this dude that's spamming, he's one of these psychos that believe that the government's gang stalking you. You know, he's a fucking nutburger. A total nutburger. You know, he's one of these people that are loose in the head, and these are the only ones that are coming to defend Leticia. And, you know, once again, you pee in my pond, you know, I fuck up your worlds. I'll go right after you, and I'm going to make sure that Leticia gets her karma. But you see, when I was a criminal, that's one thing I used to do. You know, we're actually now into confessions now. You know, to hell whatever they do. You know, there's one thing that I used to do is, I was a big giver of karma. I mean, now, this, you know, I'm not going to show you the top of it because it turns, you know, I used to carry this. You know, when I was a criminal, you know, half a lifetime ago, this was on me at all times. And half the time a Tech 9 too. Tech 9 9mm. But this was on me at all times. It rests right back here. My hand just goes straight. I mean, I can literally stash that blade right there just like that quick. I mean, it's like it's supposed to be in my hand. Now, I've had that blade since I was 18 years old, and it was gave to me by a Marine. Now, for those that you don't know, that is a K-bar. It is a Marine fighting knife. And that's what I used to fight with in my criminal career. And you guys can't see it, but I've got some astounding scars here and there. I got one that I look at now and then and smile, because if he had been a 1/4 inch deeper, he would have won. But he's going to have to keep on, because you know what? I'm disabled from complex PTSD too. And a total asshole. I'm going to be live about Leticia later. Again and again and again and again. And we're going to talk about her, and we're going to play her in her own words. Yes, we are. And I'm going to use my humor skill, and I'm going to mock the living hell out of her. In fact, I didn't monetize to see what this dumbass doesn't realize. I'm a bigger channel. Now that the Richlife deception is over with, I can file my appeal. I am about to get a much, much larger channel back. Yes, that's what this dumbass doesn't realize is, and I know people. Now, being the dickhead that I am, you know, because see, I will show up with you on real life, but, you know, I'll do some really horrible things on YouTube first. In fact, I mean, it'll be like carrying a giant bag of shit, of horrible shit that I'm going to do on YouTube. Because, once again, these morons don't quite know who they're dealing with, you know. I played in the big part of the YouTube pond. You know, at this point, I can now take Leticia and start putting her under large creators' nose. And I do have an open line to, excuse me, a couple channels that can actually get a YouTube human being. And I can't wait until I see Leticia on Omegon's This Week with Stupid People. Yes, you know, after I engineer her demise, yes, and then I will see her on Omega. See, this is upon how my borderline personality disorder works out. I'm being honest with you. I'll create a scenario that is extremely pleasing to me. Maybe evil. I mean, you know, we're honest here. It may be evil. I don't know. I don't. I mean, really, I'm being honest. But, yes, and my scenario is me putting Leticia in jail, her doing something completely blow-up stupid, and getting her on Omegon's This Week of Stupid People. That will be a long-term goal. Because, you know, I have admitted that I am an asshole. You know, straight up. You know, Richlife of road trips never deserved this kind of attention. You know, that's why I made sure that no one big ever picked up Richlife of road trips. Because, you know, I'm like the octopus himself. I have tentacles everywhere. And this smaller channel, I mean, and the amount of fuckery that I'm capable of. Now, you see, 2 years ago and last year, I would not have been willing to have went to this level of fuckery. I wouldn't have. But after the way I've been treated in the last year, oh yeah, and I'm going to enjoy it. I mean, it's going to be hot. I mean, it's going to be sexy. I'm going to like it. Now, once again, I will talk to my peers, because I do prefer to have at least peer support. Proverbially. You know, I don't like being the absolute authority on anyone. Now, if you're wondering, I did just fart. If you saw me raise, yes, I did just let a fart. Once again, I'm completely openly honest. Hello, Cass. But, you know, we're going to have fun on YouTube, and I'm going to be sketchy as fuck. I mean, just telling everyone now, warning you out. You know, I'm going to be sketchy as fuck. But if you ask me, I will usually not deny it. It's like yesterday. If someone said, are you trying to set Richlife of road trips up? You'd say, maybe, possibly, could be. But I would not say that I wasn't trying to set him up. Just saying. Now, once again, Leticia being off the streets, I believe, is best for all. And sometimes you just got to get motivated to do some stuff. And once again, now, it's like, well, we got 48 here. It's okay, let it go. I don't really care if they spam. I mean, at this point, I'm just giving a presentation. Because I don't give a fuck. I mean, he's just running himself a bot program and isn't even here. But, I know who it is in his channel. And I'm going to go all Boyd on him. I almost spoke words, but we know what Marcus did to Richlife. I'm going to do that to him. And he's got two choices. Lose his channels or give me his address. That's the cheap way to do it. Now the $300 one takes 6 months and about $325. But at this point, I don't, in reality, I don't care anymore. I have hay in the barn. And I've added it up to $1,950 worth of hay in the barn. And let me see, and within 30 days, I get another cutting. Jimmy C, he'll get his half, I'll get my half out of this cutting. I should end up with about 15, 16 rolls. And then another 15 or 16 rolls at the end of the season. Well, on this thing, you can't put subscribers only, but no, Butter, it's not Marcus. Because, Marcus and I, we have our own issues. If Marcus has an issue, he can bring it to me. Like you and I can have communication, Marcus and I can have a communication, and Marcus and I are good. Now, I've had people try to pretend to be Marcus before, but they, of course, were not Marcus. Because anyone like you or Marcus could just DM me on Twitter if you ever had any real issue, and we could discuss it in private like adults. Now, this is a new one, Botter. See, Leticia has a simp. He's using this program to put spam and misleading on lives to pull them down about Leticia. He pulled down a live with 100 views about Leticia. So you see, this little psycho has it hard for her. And as I said, he doesn't know who it's dealing with. Now, I am going to ban David just for fun. Just say it. I'll unban him a little bit because it's a precocious ban. Now, you see, if I precociously ban you, I will unban you at some point. Now, if you've been overly disruptive, you're just histoire forever. But, if I'm kind of a dick when I do the ban, yeah, you're going to get unbanned. But no, this isn't David, because David doesn't have the gear for this. Because, see, I've been waiting for this. Because, you see, the stupid motherfucker, I mean, they always give away who it is. Always. And it's the boy. None of us care about spam in chat. I mean, like this right here. It's off. I see nothing. I mean, I go into this one, it's spamming, but... Well, Noodles has been here. Him and Sleazins was fighting, and I was flirting with Sleazins a bit. Our typical boy banter. To where we're all a little bit cunty to each other. But no, this isn't Boyd, because, Boyd, we at least have a certain level of respect. This is the guy that thinks he's going to drive people away from watching my channel and talking about Leticia. When Botter is, this is the Boyd. This is the bottom of YouTube. We do horrible, horrible things to each other. But I'm basically going to take them. I know what his real channel is, Botter. So, I'm just going to take the Marcus approach. And any channel he wants to put up, we'll take down in the Boyd. One of us will. Because we know how to do it. and play our guitar on our MTV. Richella, what did you do to my pipe? Richella's sleeping on my pipe. Leticia would be unhappy. Now Leticia's going to be unhappy that I'm going to get really stoned. Well, I am going to get out of here in a minute because, honestly, I want to get high. Once again, this is going to be a fully truthful chat, and I'm overly honest. It's like my old associates, they'd say, did you kill him? I would tell them yes or no. Or, remember how I used to say that I might say maybe, but, definitely not a no, or you say, now if there was an involvement, I would say no. No, I did not kill him. But I know exactly what happened. Now, we wouldn't tell him that. But I like to what this person say now. Now, for fun, because, right now this person's trying to say, Jim Cornette is God. No, I don't know why, but you're addicted to being lazy. I'm addicted to being a workaholic. I'm the type of person who made our race go to the moon. Drinking away the life you have. One, I own a farm. I own a farm. Two, you're not addicted to being a workaholic. You're just some guy that's worried the government's watching you with drones. And considering that, now back when I was a young man, I thought my mentor was God. He could get us through borders. We could basically drive south and just get waved through borders. And I didn't realize at the time that we're working for the government. Guns were going south, drugs were coming back, and every now and then when we would go down every few months, they would have a job for us to take care of, and I would get to play with an AK-47. And I was a teenager then, and I just realized as an adult that we got through those borders too easy. My mentor was good, but he wasn't that good. And that's when I realized that a lot of the, Richella's about to shut you guys up. Just a minute, Richella. My cat with no bones is stressing out. Cat with no bones, come here. Come here, cat with no bones. She does, she trusts me so much. She's cat with no bones. I have to slide her this way. Cat with no bones. I have a boneless kitty. Can you do this? Seriously. We're going to have fun for a few minutes before I go. Can you do this? Can a lazy man do this? I think not. Because I'm the one here doing all the work. Now you see, this cat is lazy. It's just as lazy as can be. It's like, totally lazy. It's like, can we get our bones back? Nope. And she will let me hold her and sleep like this, by the way. Just to let everyone know. Now, it's 3:45 Eastern Standard Time. Now, I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to go get something to eat. And after I get something to eat, I'm going to put my chili on. And then after I get my chili on, later, we're going to be back, and I'm going to have Leticia in her own words. And we're going to be on all night. I'm going to do a long live. And then I'm going to do another one. Because I can. Now, everyone, take care, and I'll see you guys a little bit later. And we'll have some boy fun. But the fact of the matter is some little new boy thinking he's going to come in and fuck with the boy. He ain't saying nothing yet, I mean, so we're gonna have us some fun, and you know, as I said, you know, and I also putting out there, anyone that wants to come down here with a face-to-face with me, and we can meet around Mount Vernon, Kentucky in a neutral ground, I'll be more than happy to whip your ass in public. Now, everybody, have a good night. Yeah, my thingy's hot.